Good morning, everyone. So, let's start the remaining part of Chapter 5 Legislature. Students, yesterday we were discussing about the different powers of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. As we all know that Rajya Sabha has some special powers over the states. Today I will tell you the special power of Rajya Sabha. In previous video we have discussed the comparison of the powers of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. We know that Lok Sabha is more powerful than Rajya Sabha because Lok Sabha is directly elected by the people of the country. As you know, students, that Rajya Sabha is an institutional mechanism to provide representation to the states. Its purpose is to protect the powers of the states. Therefore, any matter that affects the state must be referred to it for its consent and approval. If the Union Parliament wishes to remove a matter from the state list to either the Union list or concurrent list in the interest of the nation, although we know that state list subjects can be handled by state governments only. But if the matter is related to national interest, then only Rajya Sabha has the power to give approval. This provision adds to the strength of the Rajya Sabha. As we can see, the Rajya Sabha has only this power, not Lok Sabha. Like this, Lok Sabha has also some power which Rajya Sabha does not have. Rajya Sabha cannot initiate, reject or amend money bills. Money bills can be introduced only Lok Sabha itself. Rajya Sabha can criticize the government but cannot remove it. Can you tell why? Because Rajya Sabha is elected by the MLAs and not directly by the people of the country. In a democratic form of government like ours, the people are final authority. By this logic, the representatives directly elected by the people should have the crucial powers of removing a government and controlling the finances. But in few matters, the power of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha are equal, like passing of money bills, passing of non-money bills. Money bills can be introduced only in Lok Sabha and handled also by Lok Sabha. But non-money bills can be introduced in either houses, in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Constitutional amendments and impeaching the president and removing the vice president, etc. These kind of issues can be handled any house, by any house. Now let's see how does parliament make laws. Just have a look, it is very interesting that what are the different stages of making of a law. First of all, I would like to ask a question, what is a bill? Dear student, a bill is a draft of the proposed law. Before it becomes a law, it is a rough idea drafted by the members of parliament, known as bill. Actually, it is a proposal. Let's see how a bill becomes a law. First step is to introduction of the bill in either house in case of non-money bill. If it is a non-money bill, it can be introduced in any of the one house. Second step, then the bill sent to committee or discussed in the house itself. It can be discussed by the committees or the house itself. Then committee gives its report after public discussion or inputs. Then the report given by the committee may or may not accept by the parliament. It is on their will whether they wanted to accept or reject the suggestions given by the committee. Then again a thorough round of discussions took place in the house. Many debates and discussion took place in the house regarding the bill. Then the bill put to vote. After voting, bill is either accepted or rejected. If it passed by majority, then definitely it will be accepted. If it could not achieve the majority, then it will be rejected. Then sent to other house. Other house may approve or give recommendations. In case of disagreement in both the house, a joint session of parliament can be held if required so. After passing by majority, the bill sent to president for his approval. President may approve or sends back for reconsideration. But if the bill again sent back to the president, this time he has to sign over the bill on the bill. President has a special power to hold on the bill with him for a long time. This power of president is known as pocket veto, as we have discussed in previous chapter, executive. After the sign or approval, the bill becomes a law and then sent to executives for its implementation. So it is very interesting, na, dear students, that how a simple proposal becomes a law, a big decision for the country. So dear children, it is the whole process to become a law. There are many types of bills, like when a non-minister proposes a bill, it is called private members bill. But if a minister proposed it, it will be known as government bill. Some other bills are also there, like money bill, non-money bill, ordinary bill, and constitutional amendment bill, etc. Now our next topic is, how does the parliament control the executives? As we know, in a parliamentary system of government, executives are very powerful. Executive means like prime minister and council of ministers. All these persons are very powerful machinery of the government. So it is very important to make a check over them. Otherwise, they could become autocratic or dictator. So to control them, there are many ways in which the parliament can control the executive. The legislature does this through the use of a variety of devices. First method is deliberation and discussion. During the law making process, members of legislature get an opportunity to deliberate on the policy direction of the executive and the ways in which policies are made and implemented. In question hour, they ask questions. Question hour is an important tool to control the executives, because in question hours the members of parliament ask different questions to executive. The ministers have to respond. It is their duty. Another important method is 0 hour. 0 hour, where members are free to raise any matter that they think is important, discussion on public matters, and adjournment motion, etc. are some instrument of exercise control over the executives. Perhaps the question hour is the most effective method of keeping vigil on the executive and the administrative